I'm Stuart, your fearless group guru. Today is November 28th. What's on your mind? We have already sent in a front and back page of stuff posted on Facebook, stuff sent to me, including Karen, via email that we're going to talk about today. So we've got an excellent agenda. I'm glad you're here. If you're here, my guess is you're here for a purpose. You're here for a reason. And if you just want to be a fly on the wall and sit back and listen to everyone else's struggles, that's fine. If you want to share your best practices, if you want to ask a question, that's cool too. And Mike, I froze up at my end, so I've got to wait for a second. Everything froze. So if wait, there we go. Let me try it again here. We're trying to do something. I'm going to first turn on your microphone. Come in, Mike. Can you hear me, Mike?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can. You're coming through great. Now I'm looking to make you to send you a webcam request, and I don't see it. Can you request to have your webcam turned on, sir? Hang on, everybody.
No,
I told you, special guest.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it says webcam. Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Hide all webcams. Top,
you know what?
left.
Push every button. Push them all. Now, for those of you who have never met, here we go. I'm going to make you. I'm going to make you.
It's okay. I don't need to be. I don't need to be visual. Well, yes, I do. I want to show some people something here. That.
You know, this GoToWebinar stuff, you can't live with it, you can't live without it. Hold on, everybody. It's frozen again for me, so hold on here. So here's the deal. While I'm working on this, everybody, my friend and mentor and competitor, and there's no greater joy than we get the same speaking gig and we share the stage, and he's coming to Memphis in April, because we've both got a gig here at the Peabody. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet. Can I have a standing ovation for Mike Marchev?
Hey, Stuart, thank you very much. And okay, you can sit down now, Stuart. Stuart, nice shirt. Listen, let's forget the webinar on my end. There's just a couple of things. Thanks for asking me to pop in last minute. This is your show. I don't want to take more time than necessary, but thank you so much for asking me. But I do have 3 things I want to just share with the group, and then I have to hit and run, Stuart.
Okay, cool.
Because unlike yourself, I'm a very busy man, and I have a lot of people on hold waiting for me. So I'm just going to address your show very quickly. And folks, number one, I want to just remind you of a few things. We're near the end of 2017. We're looking at a brand new year coming up, and we don't want to wish the year away, but we want to start thinking about the new year. I want to just share a couple of things that you might forget that are very important.
Okay.
Yesterday I went to my mailbox, not inbox, mailbox. I went to my mailbox. That's an old-fashioned thing on the pole down by your driveway. And inside was an envelope addressed to myself. Always exciting to open up envelopes addressed to yourself if it doesn't look like junk mail or a solicitation or a bill. And inside was a card, which was a printed Thanksgiving Day card. But then underneath the printed card was a handwritten personal note from somebody that is in my life who just used the celebration of Thanksgiving to recognize me, and she said something very nice in the note. And you don't get a lot of these, folks. You don't get a lot of these handwritten notes.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to remind you, you're in the service business. You have a handful of Class A accounts that mean something to you. Mm-hmm. And I want you to be looking out for opportunities. That's the key word. Opportunities to contact them, not to sell them something, but to show appreciation. And if you took advantage of this last holiday, good for you. If you didn't, there's one coming up next year, same time. But Christmas, New Year's, Easter, spring, the moon eclipse, there's all kinds of things that can happen that could trigger your imagination and say, you know, Stuart, there was an eclipse of the moon last night. I thought of you. Thanks for being my friend. Bada bing, end of story. It's meaningful. The competition doesn't do it. I'll tell you why, because like you, they're too busy. They might think of it, but they don't do it. Don't be too busy to do what works, and showing appreciation to the people in your life that mean something to you, that works. And this card came in yesterday. I wanted to just share that, Stuart. It's an opportunity. You don't even have to go out and buy $4 cards. You make your own. Just a handwritten note showing appreciation.
Yeah.
Stuart,
hey Mike,
that was point number one.
That was point one. Let me just show everybody something that I buy a stack of these. These are recycled, just basic craft paper, and whatever, cardstock. And I'm able to run it through my printer. Okay. Sometimes I don't. And so this one, I'm on a mission, and Hans will appreciate this. So let me just add to what you're saying, Mike, to introduce myself to every general manager of every hotel here in Memphis and every meeting planner. To tell them I'm alive. I'm a speaker. I live down the block. If they have a client that needs somebody, something should fall through. They're coming to town. They need a guy who gets all excited. I'm the guy. So I printed these, and there's a little bit of blurb here, but I'm going to handwrite this. And the envelope, I handwrite the return address and the address. So to your point, Mike, I want you to know that I'm practicing what you're preaching.
Excellent, and good for you, and I'm proud of you, and I mean, that works. We both know it works. We both know it works.
It does.
Okay, let's see. Number two. Walking over to my number two. There you go. Walking over the computer today, I passed a windowsill. I have a zillion different books, but one of them popped off the shelf. I picked it up. If I was on video, I'd show it to you. It's a book by Gary Keller, Keller, Gary Keller. Okay. And it's titled The One Thing. The book title is called The One Thing. And I think in a service business like ours, in a travel agency arena like ours, we have so much on our plate, millions of things to do. We have a to-do list that's 15 pages long. But this book by Gary Keller, which I've read cover to cover, reminds us that of the 4,000 things you have to do, there's one thing that is the most important thing to do. And I want you to just, as we go through 2018, I want you to remember, websites are great, and social is good, and Facebook is good, and everything's good. You got to do it all. But what's the one thing that's most important? In Stuart's case, it was introducing himself to the sales managers at hotels. That was important, and he did it. Then he crossed it off, and then it goes and does something else. What's the one thing that is the most important item on your to-do list that will help you feed your family? Ask yourself that question every single day, and don't get caught up in the minutia, because we all have plenty to do, and some of it's even fun. Don't get caught up in the fun. Get caught up in the one important thing to do to build your business in the year 2018. Stuart, that's number two.
Okay.
Can I do number three?
Yeah, well, hang on a second. I got a couple of things here. Terlisky says, good morning, Mike and Stu. Ramona says, okay, well, we're going to come back to you, Ramona. That's a general question. Cool. Jim says, tell Mike I just returned from an Alma Waterways FAM with Liz Barrett, and that he had heard about from you. And if you want, I want to show you your new website, if you'll give me permission. So hang on, everybody. Mike's got good stuff. And Karen says that she buys calendars for clients, including her Xmas card to them, while thanking them for their business. So that was to your point, Mike.
So there it is. Perfect. All those little things, it's the little touches, it's the little courtesies people recognize today. They recognize that today.
Yep.
Well, the third thing, people know that I'm a fan of Alma Waterways, and I just I urge you to go to the Alma Waterways site, and on the right-hand corner, it says Agency Portal, the travel agency portal on the Alma Waterways site. Click on that, put your name and address in, and that'll get you into the travel agency portal, which has all kinds of neat things for you. If you scroll down, and you'll see a picture of me in that scroll down. Click on the picture, and you will come to an area that you're looking at now. I just redid this website, but it has audios and videos and articles and reminders and tidbits, all kinds of fun stuff for you located on the AMA Waterways portal. That's there for you, free of charge, thanks to AMA. And I just, if you have a couple of minutes, join the portal, go down. There's something in there that's going to help you feed your family, I guarantee it. Yeah. So anyway, Stuart, that's all I have. I already took too much time of your show, from your show, in your show, with your show, at your show.
Hey, listen, you're getting carried away with prepositional phrases there. Easy, big fella. Easy does it. No, I wanted to have Mike on because he invites me as a pop-in guest on his show. Mike has the Inner Circle. And I love popping in there, giving my stuff and hitting the road, just like you're going to do now. But I'm grateful that you're here, and I know you got a lot of fans who are here in the house too. And so who was it that asked what's happening at the Peabody? Nancy said, "What's happening at the Peabody? Are we invited?" Well, this is actually the organization MAST, John Warner's group. MAST is coming to Memphis for their national conference, and me and Mike, we are the keynoters. So that's what's going on. So if you're not a member of MAST, I'm sorry, Nancy, you're not invited. But who knows what's going to happen in the future. But
Stuart, they can catch us in Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah, we're both going to Vegas. See what I say? The greatest joy we have of we're going to be at the Travel Leaders annual global national worldwide universal conference, and that's back in Vegas at Caesars in June. So you can see us there too.
And in Cancun.
And in Cancun. Well, yeah, we just don't know the dates. We won't know the dates until 2 days before.
Actually, folks, we're not competitors. Stuart's my bag man.
That's right. I carry Mike's bags, and I sell his books and keep the money. All right, Mike.
Gotta go. All right.
All right. Gotta go. Gotta go.
Later. Thanks.
All right.
Thanks for inviting me. Talk to you later.
Hey, thanks for being on the show. I appreciate it.
Bye.
Hey, Mickey, you asked if you could see Mike Marchev, and no, because this GoToWebinar thing. Sometimes you can turn the camera on real easy. Sometimes you can't. But we couldn't. So he's gone. Mike is gone. Let me just make sure that his mic is off. So in case he starts talking, it's stuff about. See, his mic is still on. I got to shut his mic off. Or else if he says something nasty about me, you're all going to hear it. No, it's good. All right, here we go. I want to dig in here and go back with the first question. There's a lot of really juicy stuff coming in. And before I forget, speaking of Mike, before I forget, we're going to do our annual holiday coaching show. It's on December 12th. And the focus is not just going to be on groups. It's going to be all groups. It's all sales, all business, entrepreneurship, da-da-da-da-da-da. So be there, invite your friends and family, bring the kids. It's going to be a wonderful family show, and perhaps we'll have a little wine during the program. It'll be early, but that's all right. So mark it down. That's going to be our business coaching show, and we're going to bring our best tips. We're going to knock it out of the park. All right, here's Kathy, and then I've got to punch it over here, and I think my friend Jack is in the house. We're going to get to you in a second, Jack. I'm so happy you're here. So cool. Kathy says, I would love some tips on how to recruit pastors for church groups if we have time today. So let me think of this, and I want to ask you guys, have anybody on, this is a best practices sharing too, have you had any success recruiting pastors or rabbis? So let me just give you stuff that comes off the top of my head, Kathy, and this is a good subject for our Facebook group too, because I guarantee others have been there, done that, or have tried it and failed, tried and succeeded. So what I can tell you is this. Pastor, rabbi, doesn't make a difference. These guys and gals get hit all day long, all the time to do stuff. Do this, do this, do this. So the most important thing, Kathy, and we talk about this in boot camp all the time, you can't sell them on your big idea. You have to solve their problem. So if they're looking to do something with their congregation, if they're looking to get away and explore and sort of make a trek, make a journey, and go to Israel together, for instance, if they have a need to do something together, then you have group travel as a solution. So when you say recruit, I know where you're going with this, but make sure you're not sending out postcards, you're not making phone calls, banging on doors, saying, hey, I've got a big idea. Let's all go to Israel. Well, that's your big idea. What's theirs? Maybe they don't want to go there. Maybe they want to go to Egypt. Maybe they want to go to some more historical places. Maybe they want to go to Italy. So what I would do is, first of all, if you're going to get in the door, what connection do you have? I've given you guys, and I believe it's in boot camp, the 6 ways you can possibly get in the door. Otherwise, you're just a solicitor. Are you a member of the church? Do you know somebody who goes there? But you've got to get in the door and just ask, how are things going? What's going well? What's not? What do you need? Oh, by the way, have you ever traveled before? Really? No? Why not? No, but you've wanted to? What's held you back? Well, listen, let me follow up with a couple of ideas. It's what I do. It's what I do. So I would, again, you've got to have the connection in the door. Don't sell anything. Find out what's going on, what do they need, and how can group travel be the solution to their problem, which is, it could be loyalty. You know, church has loyalty issues too, don't they? They need members to keep coming. They need to keep coming and bring friends and family. They all want to grow. They all want to keep the flock. So maybe this is a kind of a trip that does that. And maybe the pastor wants to lead, because that's key too. The pastor, if he or she has no interest in going on the trip, then you got to find somebody else. Is there another influencer in the church, in that organization, who has a vested interest to go, to be with the people, to lead it? Maybe it's a very personal journey they've always wanted to lead, and you're their knight in shining armor coming through and saying, wow, I've been waiting for you, Kathy, my whole life. I've always wanted to go and bring a group to Israel. And you just delivered to my doorstep the solution, because I don't want to do the travel myself, the details. It scares me if something should go wrong. I need somebody to blame. Kathy, can you be the one I can blame if something goes wrong? And Kathy, you're going to stand up and go, yes. Because nothing's going to go wrong, because I'm going with you. It's going to be great. Kathy, a couple of ideas. Tell me if that helped. Tell me if it helped. Let me just go down to the next question. Let me hear. Here we go. Ramona says, then I'm going to hit the paperwork here. I have a question regarding CRM. You may have already covered this previously. Is it best to have your own CRM? You know what CRM stands for, right? Customer Relationship Management, or to manage client information, or just use the one provided by the host agency. What are the pros and cons? Well, hands down, Ramona, the first thing I want to say is you should always be thinking simplicity and efficiency. Simplicity and efficiency. The last thing you want to do, Ramona, and everybody, is type in information twice. Have 2 different databases that contain different information. So my knee-jerk reaction is to use the software program. It could be online. Hopefully it's online. It's web-based, so you can access it from anywhere. So that whenever you are dealing with a client, their booking history, their travel preferences, birthdays, anniversaries, their strange stuff that they've requested in the past. If they love White Zinfandel, so don't bother sending them anything worth $10 or more on a trip. You need a single source. So when I say efficiency, let's talk about efficiency. You want to use a CRM that's the most efficient. So it takes everything in one point of entry, right? One destination, so that when you go to look, you know where it is. When you go to print reports, you know where it is. It's easy. Number 2, simplicity. Simplicity because it's got to be user-friendly. And let me tell you something, Ramon and everybody. If you're using a software, a product, and it's not user-friendly, it's not intuitive, if you've got to read an instruction manual, if you've got to go for hours and hours and hours of training how to use it, it ain't worth its salt, man, because it hasn't kept up with today's technology. So that can knock that entirely out of the park, so you may want to use your own. not your own, but another solution that works better, that's simple to use. Because here's the thing, and I'm going to end it on this note. In my experience, so many travel professionals resist using some kind of a web-based or a portal or a CRM because it's like getting over that bridge to learn it seems daunting. So you don't do it. And you wonder why. You still have, a client information written on pieces of paper, on postcards, and you have file folders because you don't want to, because it seems daunting. You don't want to take the time to learn something new. If it's too difficult to learn, find something else. If you've heard rave reviews like Darla's product, Client Ease, right? Rave reviews from other people, then get over the bridge. Take a day, take the phone off the hook, and learn it and make it a habit. How many days does it take to start a habit? 21 days. You can do it. Ramon, I hope that helps. All right, here we go. I want to mention this here, and to Jack's point as well. And to Mike's point about sending cards. So let me read this. That where is it? Here we go. This is from Karen. Hi, Karen. South Lake Travel. I'm going down with a select group of agents to Sandals, Emerald Bay. It's a phenomenal golf resort. Apparently, Sandals does not have postcards, which is kind of weird. But you want to send postcards to send to 30 local country clubs that have golf. I know you're not a fan, she's talking to me, of dumping big ideas in emails. You're darn right I'm not. But do you think it's still okay to send these tickles to prospects with continued follow-up? So, of course, everyone's out there saying, yeah, absolutely, I think it's great. And what follow-up would you recommend? On the back of the card, the sentiment would be something like, wish you were here. Shouldn't your next golf group be at this fabulous all-inclusive? Okay, so at the bottom line is, I think whenever you travel, you should be sending out postcards from wherever you're going. When I was a district sales manager with Princess Cruises a very long time ago, before it was gray, on the plane ride down, because I would escort trips all the time, fam trips all the time, I would go down with a stack of Princess Cruises postcards, and I would write them out, hand write out the address to every one of my accounts in New Jersey. Back in the day, I was the Jersey boy. And I would say, wish you were here. Honest to goodness, sipping a margarita on the pool deck. Your friend Stuart. That's it. But of course, I would write them out on the way down. And I would mail them from a port. I would mail them from a port with foreign postage so they see I really did mail it. Or, you give it to the ship. The ship will mail them out too, right? I think they still do. You just pay for the postage. So, what everybody listening right now, and Mike and John, my new friends, we were down at the Grand. Did you send postcards home? It's one thing that you took pictures and you posted them on Facebook and Instagram and blah, blah, blah. But my friends, whenever you travel, and you guys are in the travel business, if you're not sending postcards of you there for every trip, you're missing out. This is to Mike's point too that we just heard. When people get something physical in the mail, it's so different that it's memorable, it's remarkable. These days, I only get a birthday card from two people, my mom and my bank. Southwest used to send me a postcard, birthday card. They don't anymore. But that's all I get. All we get in the mail is coupons and bills, and it's so rare. So yes, that's what I would do, Karen, but here's what I think you should really do. Now, the postcard you're looking to make up looked beautiful. You showed me a picture of it. But what if you took a selfie or your own picture with or without you in it, but I do like the idea of you in it, and you took the picture down at the resort, and you went online and you uploaded it, so you create your own postcard. Now, Jack was on and he recommended Sendout Card. Now, I used to use Sendout Card. Some of you do and love it. I now use, I actually got this page ready here. Hold on, everybody. Ba-ba-da-bum. I use this. And again, I've got no skin in the game here, friends. Okay, this is called cardstore.com. Really simple. Cardstore.com. I use this all the time. Upload a picture, and it mails it out. Now, I realize that the envelope's not going to be handwritten, so that's the downside potentially to this. So there's a choice there if you want to bring your own postcards down, handwrite them. That's why I'm saying put your picture on it, because they'll know. They'll know. So this is what I use, cardstore.com. Let me go back here. Hold on there. And that's all you need to say is wish you were here. That's it, wish you were here. Do you know how many times it takes to actually make the sale, how many times the follow-up is? Have you seen the statistics? It's not 2, it's not 3, it's not 5, it's not 7. It's more like 8, 9, 10 times. Hit them, be in front of them, repetition. And soon they'll see that you're serious and you're not annoying them by selling your big idea. You're just keeping in touch and you're the idea person. I've got great ideas to do a golf trip here to Sandals. Let's talk. Or, hey, I make sure, my clients, I make sure they never miss a thing. See, I'd rather you market yourself as not telling people what they can do, but telling people what they would miss if they don't use you. And the follow-up could be even more postcards. So when you're down there, Karen, take several pictures. So one could be by the golf course at the 18th hole. One could be at the pool. One could be here at an activity. One could be at the restaurant. You see what I'm saying? And so you're sharing information. You're showcasing the property. And you can send out, when you get back, send out one every couple of weeks. And then maybe when you pick up that phone to call and ask for that 15-minute meeting, the 15-minute meeting to get in the door and say hello and make a friend, they'll say yes. Why? Because you have sent them a dozen postcards. You have gotten them envious and jealous that they want to go there too. And then they want to share with you what their problem is, and you've got the solution. Here we go. I hope that helped. Let's see. Karen said, okay, here we go. Karen says, this new discovery that National Geographic just discovered shows the place of Jesus' burial as scientifically confirmed in Jerusalem. Documentary is showing on Sunday. I think this will be a great opening for church travel. So Karen is saying that this could be a very timely venture for you, for those of you, Kathy, who have this interest. And that's a very big thing is to, and I don't want to call this a trend, but go with news, to go with what's happening, what's hot in the world, and while it, ride the wave. So thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. And Karen said it was just talked about on the Today Show. So Sherry says here, if you use the host agency CRM, it sort of locks you into that host agency, right? I don't know, Sherry. Every host agency has different rules. So it's important to know that should you ever leave that host, who owns those clients? Do they stay in that database, or can you take them? Because you're an independent contractor. And let me go back there. Look at my fingers. They're still going. Because nobody owns those clients, not even you. Even if you've had a client for years, right, Jack? It doesn't. You never own your client unless they've signed a, irrevocable letter that says, "I will always buy from you. I must." Of course, there's some businesses that you do that with, but I'm not sure of many travel professionals who do that. Although I know of travel professionals who charge an annual fee in the hundreds of dollars, just an annual fee for the privilege of booking with that agent. Now, of course, that consumer is never, ever going to book anyplace else but there because they want to get their money's worth, their value, because they believe in that person. They fronted a couple of $100 for the privilege of booking with that agent. of being a VIP client. Do you know of anybody who does that? I do, and it really works. John says, if only we joined the boot camp then, but going forward, yes, we will send postcards from destinations. Yes. Transformation. I am taking a family cruise in Royal Caribbean over Christmas break. Bingo! Get ready, man, to send out a dozen, 2 dozen, 3. And all you need to say is wish you here. Get them jealous, get them envious. Karen says, I've designed another postcard on the other resort we are visiting, Sandals Royal Bahamian, with the caption, shouldn't your next incentive trip be here? I'm going to send all the realtors in town who are very successful right now. There you go. There you go. But look, let me just say one more thing, and then I've got to get back to the paper here. Remember, friends, don't talk about features. You've got to talk about benefits. If you tell me if they've got an Olympic-sized swimming pool, big deal. What can I do in that swimming pool? What makes it special? You know, tell me that it's got an infinity edge to it so I can see the Caribbean Sea. Okay? Tell me that they've got a diving board and a slide and I can splash around, and the lounge chairs have cushions, and there's bar surface there. I never have to move a muscle. I'm going to be laying so long I'm going to get lounge chair sores because I'm just going to be laying and drinking and eating fish tacos right by the pool. Bring me in. Immerse me in the experience. Don't talk features. Have you heard me say this before? You never want to see a naked noun. I'll say it again. You never want to see a naked noun, because there's no adjective, there's no verb. So you need to bring the noun, you need to bring the pool to life. What should I not miss if I don't go there? What will I miss if I don't take a dip in that pool? Bring it to life. Immerse me in the experience. Yeah. I love it. Nancy says, all right, hang on, Nancy, coming back to you. Hold on, everybody. Let me see here. Okay, John, our new boot camper. We have several new boot campers in the house here. A to Z Travel Concierge, and I can't even begin to tell you how grateful I am when I roll out the red carpet for a new member coming in. It's so exciting because different things resonate with different salespeople, different agents. Some of you are different, all of you are at different stages in this business. You've mastered different things, but you need assistance and new ideas in other ways. So it's really exciting for me. Stuart, looking forward to our first call as members of Boot Camp. On topic, I want to discuss this as promoting cruises to affinity groups through Facebook. We're hosting a cruise for entrepreneurs and influencers within our network in June, and I've started promoting this event. So working backwards, John, you remember seeing, and Mike, you remember seeing my group launch sequence? The concept about how to launch, just like how to do a book launch, how to open up a restaurant. It's called Group Launch Sequence. It's in boot camp. You guys heard it live, but it's in boot camp. My friends, if you want to almost guarantee success and believe in a system that you may not have ever heard of before, you need to use my group launch sequence. And that's where you never take any business. You don't announce the prices until the very end. You build up enormous motivation, enormous anticipation. The grand opening is coming soon, coming soon, coming soon. And you have a series of events, and then you have a VIP open. Hey, look, I got an email yesterday from the Orpheum Theater here in Memphis that there's a pre-sale for Wicked is coming to town, back to town next year. So when I get an email like that there's a pre-sale because I'm on the list, are you kidding? I start to perspire. I start to sweat. As we say in Yiddish, I schwitz, because I want to get the best seats in the house. That's why you too will have a VIP sale, only for the VIPs. Believe me, they'll book. And then the next day when you open it up to everybody else, you can show off that, hey, look at all these big shots. They booked. Now come on and you book too. I mean, it's a beautiful group launch sequence. Okay, so can Facebook be used? Yes. Now I'm gonna do the situation here. So if you're watching the screen, watch this here. I'm gonna show you, for those of you who've been here for a while, you know I did my partial ship charter of the Ama Christina in April. Gosh, it seems so long ago. But I had a Facebook group, not a page, a group. So John, rock and roll. Do a group if you haven't already, and invite everybody in. And they don't have to accept your invitation to go in. And if you notice here, you go there, please. There was no selling. Now, these are some pictures after. I never did any selling, but we had conversations. We talked about the ship. We talked about what we're doing. And look at that. Can you see that? I even showed a picture when I was mailing out the documents to create excitement and anticipation. I showed videos. I actually made that video myself using various clips. Here, look. Hair styling services and massage treatments can be part of your river cruise experience. Reservations can be made when you board Ama Christina in Basel on April 22nd. I'm giving information. Now, I had a lot of people in this group, but not everybody came on the cruise. But that doesn't matter, because I wonder how many less I would have had if I didn't have the Facebook group. So basically, John, it's a great place because it's a great way to communicate, to share information, to get people excited, to show, if they're willing, to engage people who have booked, show pictures. And so I asked everybody, what are you most excited about? So they served as testimonials, and it was a place of engagement and question asking. Hey, one of the problems when you're doing a group, when you're selling to a large group of people, you're going to get repetitive questions. And I get this too in boot camp, so you guys know what I do. If you send me an email, a lot of times, of course, I will answer, but I also say, hey, this is a great topic for Facebook. Let's post it there so everyone else can see the answer. Everyone else can chime in with their best practices too. So it's a great, efficient way of answering questions and sharing answers, getting people pumped, getting people excited, keeping in touch. It's all about engagement. And if anybody's on the fence, then I guarantee they could be pushed over through Facebook. Now, who of you who's tuned in today have used Facebook groups? And it's great also because even after you can share pictures, even after you're going to do it again, it just builds and grows and builds and grows and builds and grows. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so thank you, John, for that. I hope that helped. We can dive into more detail on that in Facebook as well. Nancy says here, hi, Stuart. I have a second meeting scheduled tomorrow with a bike organization here in Maine. Had the first meeting months ago, going back to check in with the events coordinator to discuss possibilities and ideas for offering bike tours for the members when it isn't possible to ride in Maine. I get it, November through March. They have a new executive director that I've met. Remind me what I need to do at this meeting. I have dates and an itinerary in mind. Okay, so this is, Nancy, I'm excited for you, and I know you are already a group guru, so this sounds like a brand new opportunity for you. So here's the deal. Now, I don't know how much information you already know about what their problem is, if they do want to do this, or if this is a brand new idea. But at the end of the day, especially because there is a new, listen everybody, if there's a new executive director, you got to be careful you're not going to get the brush off, because the new executive director may be like, no, I'm starting fresh, I'm starting new, any deals or any discussions that were made before, I'm not talking about, or, hey, listen, my cousin and sister-in-law is in the business, I don't need you. So, you know, you got to be careful. So I would just back up a little bit and use my 15-minute meeting approach, which is you're there to make friends and ask questions, welcome them in, and sort of ask high mileage questions and get them to reveal what their problem is. What's their problem? There's not much going on between November and March, because if you ride your bicycle in Maine, it's not good. So what can we do? How do we keep people engaged? Because they love cycling. Well, let's go someplace. Let's go someplace warmer and ride. But they need to feel like they've had the idea. They need to reveal the problem. And you say, whoa, I've got a great idea. And do it just like that, Nancy. Go, whoa, take it from me. Have a lot of coffee, and all of a sudden, go, like this. You get that, it's that caffeine shot. I've got an idea. Can I come back in a week with but But let me ask you a couple of questions. I have this big idea, because you don't want to load it on at that meeting. Go easy, go gentle. It's all right. And maybe they've had experience with this before, this new executive. Maybe not. But one of the big things is that they may be so busy, Nancy, they'd be like, oh, gee, that's the last thing I need is something else on my plate to worry about. No, we can't do it. And you're the hero because you solved the problem. You're like, don't worry about a thing. I'll take care of all the details. Don't you worry about a thing. Now, here's what I need you to do. You're coming with us. You're going to be the big smiling face saying, come on, everybody, let's go, let's do it, let's ride, let's bike. Nancy's taking us someplace cool, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Here's why you should come, and here's what you'll miss if you don't come. Okay, because they're going to be potentially a group leader if they're the big influencer in the group. So good luck. Very good luck. Yolanda, I'm looking for a creative brochure, creating a brochure for corporate travel to visit and leave with businesses around us. What do you recommend? Well, a corporate travel brochure, I would say, when you say a brochure, I don't know how big you want to make it, but I would make sure included, you want to talk about meetings and you want to talk about incentives, right? MICE, meetings, incentives, conferences, and E. What's the E? What's the E? Exhibitions, exhibits, right? The most important part of this brochure, because you don't want to come off as just another salesy brochure with boring details. Come up with the benefits of why they need you. Why they need you, Yolanda, to handle conferences and meetings, because you won't let them miss a thing. And you're there to make sure everything goes perfect so they can be a part of the meeting, a part of the incentive, and enjoy every second of it. And you take care of all the details. What do? You need to brand yourself, or else you're just another brochure. You're just another solicitor. You be the brand while you're the hero. Validate your existence. Write that down. Validate your existence. So if I see your brochure on the counter when I come in, I'm like, what is this? Why do I need you for? I can book it here, I can book it here, I can book it here. Why do I need you, Yolanda? You need to tell me, you need to make sure I realize that I'd be nuts if I booked it anyplace else, especially direct, because of the stress. And you know, for those of you who are new, and actually John and Michael, you've heard this too. I will say it again here. And this goes for any business. Jack, you tell me if this goes for any business in the world, whether you're a travel agent, a real estate agent, or you're real estate into real estate investing. There's three things you do as a successful business person. Number one, you reduce stress and risk. Number two, you add value and convenience. And number three, you transform the entire experience, whatever it is, from beginning to end. That's it. You can apply that to any business, because in a business, if you don't do those three things, what do I need you for? You're a commodity. Okay? All right. I hope that helps. Mickey said, many people don't like public groups on Facebook. What made you choose public versus a closed group? Well, so we're going back to that. Well, because so here's how the River Cruise group that I did, Mickey, that I worked. I made sure I invited a lot of people who were already friends on my Facebook page, who knew me, friends and family and so forth, number one. But here's what I did. It's public, but everyone who wanted in had to be approved. So if I saw that potentially there was some kind of spammer scammer in there, they would not be approved. Now, I didn't have that problem, but so I want to put a little asterisk when I say public. It was public, yes, but not really. Now, you can make it a closed group after a certain date so that you can really focus on the details of the trip. So this you can say this group page will go private on such and such a date. But I think if you have that approval process and you're the administrator, that gives people some peace of mind. John says, thank you so much. You got it, John. Jack's in the house. He says groups are powerful and take no ad cost to reach prospects. You got it. That's it. So that's why a Facebook group is so powerful, because you don't need the boost post. If you do a page, you got to pay to play, man. You got to pay for anybody to see the darn ad. But if it's a group, it's okay. Thanks, Jack. Karen says, Stuart, did you keep inviting friends to join your Facebook group every week to keep building it? So here's what I did. I would share posts. That's powerful, friends. I would make a post in my Riverboat group page, and I would share the post on my personal page. I do that a lot with my various pages to bring you over, to bring you over, to bring you over. Now I have more travel agent and business friends on my personal page. And so every once in a while I'll say, hey, if you want training, if you want to attend a free program, I've got something special. Come and check out my page over here, everybody. And so I try to gravitate people over. You know, I realized it was impossible to keep a separate personal page and a separate business page. So my personal page is now my everything page. I know I've got business people there and personal people there. Friends, family, colleagues, people I don't know, people who have seen me speak at conferences all over the world, and that's fine. So when I post things, I keep that in mind, you know. I do. And then I try to, you know, that's what I do. I share. Tell me if that makes sense. All right. Sherry said, what are those three things again? Number one, you reduce stress and risk. Number two, you add value and convenience. And number three, you transform the entire experience from beginning to end. Coming back to the worksheet here. Now, I want to ask you guys a question, and I'm going to move on because we've got so much more here. Here's what I'm thinking of doing. And you tell me what you think. My group boot camp online is a successful business for me. Number one, because I love it. Number two, because I see it is transforming businesses. I see it. You guys send me emails and texts and stuff about your successes and your failures. And you keep going at it, and it's changing the nature of your business. And there's no greater joy when I receive a beautiful, beautiful, sweet note, either thanking me, which I don't need, but I love. But when you tell me that, hey, this worked, hey, I'm going, hey, I'm escorting, hey, blah, 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 I love it. But in order to grow my business, one thing I'm thinking of doing is taking my private Facebook group, which you guys are in for Group Boot Camp, and making that public but approval only. Okay, so I have to approve it. They obviously need to be a travel professional, not a consumer. So it will give us more opportunities for more discussion, and you know, just because I have so many requests that I don't accept people in because they're not part of boot camp. So what I would do then is I would not post. Obviously, this is a private for you boot campers. I would not post those links there. That would come by email. And when I have a special guest and it is public, I can post the RSVP link. But I thought that might be a way, just like if you have a group. We just talked about this, right, John? If you start a group and whether they buy or not, they're going to be a part of the group or not, but at least they're interested. They're there. They're on your list. So if I can triple, quadruple, get 1,000 more people in our Facebook Group Bootcamp page, that I hope that would stimulate even more conversation in boot camp that would help us all to grow. And at the same time, selfishly, and I'm being honest with you, because you're in business, I'm in business, a few more people may say, I like what's going on. I want access to Stuart's modules. I want access, and I want to pay. Would you guys be okay with that? Let me know. Because I respect you guys. You guys have paid, you're in, but I want to make sure you feel whole. I want to keep you whole. Okay. All right. I've got something from Hans here. We got, oh my gosh, so much more. So I'm going to start with your second question first. Hans asked about wellness groups. Over the past few years, we're hearing more and more and more about wellness groups. Have any of you done a wellness group? Anything to share? And because time is tight, I may ask you to share on the Facebook page. There you go. And I think wellness vacations, Hans, are very in. I think that you see more and more brands having wellness type experiences. Of course, you have specific resorts that specialize in that, and you see the cruise lines and hotels. They use the word, but so here's the point. It's one thing to use the words wellness, wellness. It's another to define what it is. And before we started here, I made a list of possible intentions for a wellness trip, a wellness vacation, because it's one thing to call it. It's like, you know, you go to the store, and I do very little shopping down the aisles. 99% of my food shopping takes place in the little area called the fruits and vegetables department, right there. I spend very little time going down the aisles where there's Velveeta, which is one big lump of chemical gooiness. Sorry if you're a Velveeta fan. I love you, but I don't love Velveeta. In any case, these products have, you know, contains fiber or healthy, which of course is an unregulated word. But what does it mean? What does wellness mean? Here's my point. And I can post this on Facebook too, Hans, if you wish, and for all of you. Is it for weight loss? What's the intention of the wellness vacation? Is it for developing a new relationship with food, a new lifestyle? Because that's what I do as an integrative health coach. I don't teach diets. I teach just a new relationship with foods. Discovering ways to manage stress. Is this wellness vacation, is the intention to discover a new fitness routine like yoga or Pilates? By the way, my wife and I do yoga. We love it. Is it to reconnect, either spiritually reconnect or reconnect with a significant other? Is it a wellness vacation to restore balance for a timeout, just a total shutdown, a total break, leave the phone at home thing? Or is it to make some other positive life change? So once again here, Hans, what I'm saying to you and to all of you, whatever the affinity, and John, we had this discussion too, niche, 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 because the more specific you get, the easier it is to market, the easier it is to brand, so that a consumer would read the details, the benefits, not the features, and say, you're talking to me, Hans. I need to be there because I need new ways to manage stress. And I need to go there with a bunch of my friends. We need to get away for this wellness vacation because that's what I want. If you just say wellness vacation, then it's too broad. All right? So that's what I would say. The other part about it was a group leader's trip. You know, I've heard a lot of talk about this. There are organizations of group leaders. I don't remember the name. It'll come to me, of course, when the show's over. But I don't know about this, because what is a group leader? Who is a group leader? Are they professional group leaders? I know there's magazines out there that's specifically for group leaders. How do you define them? Where do you find them? I mean, that's what we talk about all day long. And in boot camp, I say don't necessarily go look for group leaders. I say go make new ones, create them, mold them. They don't know they're group leaders. You don't have to call them that name. Just call them a big influencer, because you want them to be the leader, and they need to be an influencer to be a leader. And they may not want the title of a group leader. But I have a feeling, Hans, this, I'm telling you honestly, it doesn't excite me, because you know what? They're not going to pay. They're used to getting the handouts, the freebies, the fam rates, this kind of stuff. I'm afraid they may not want to pay. I'm just saying. What do you think? You guys agree or disagree? All right, let me just check the board here one more time. Can you sure that sounds fair? As long as those paying members still receive the premium material. Yep. Okay, we got a lot of good comments here. Nancy says, let's have a GBC group event at the Peabody sometime. It'll help solve the problem and handle operations. Can I tell you something, everybody? I'm very, very, very strongly considering doing a group boot camp, my own group boot camp here in Memphis. Now, the work would be enormous, because not only am I going to put it together, but I'm going to be doing the training. And those of you who've seen me live, it's like 9 hours at least, and it's exhausting. And I'd want to bring in other trainers too, maybe perhaps do social media when it comes to groups. And I could partner with the Memphis Convention Vis Bureau, where I'm a member and I have good friends. Would you come to Memphis for that? You guys are already in boot camp, but would you come to a live event too? Tell me. I want to have you here. I love my city. Karen says, oh, well, hang on here. Oh, and John says yes. Michael says yes. Cool. All right, hang on here. Okay. We talked about this. Okay, now Janice, you're not on. All right, tell you what, I don't think Janice is on, so I'm going to respond to Janice. If you've been in our Facebook group, friends, Janice posted sort of an Excel spreadsheet of ways how she can determine if a group is going to be successful or not. It's very similar to the document in boot camp called the group viability test, the 10-step process to know before you go. Is it going to work? Is it a winner? Or is it a failure? Is it going to be a wah, wah, wah? So I'm not going to go through it now, but I am going to discuss this back in our boot camp page. Janice is basically 30-day newbie in group boot camp, and I just love how she broke it down in her own words, that questions she's going to ask herself. Is this a viable group? Will it work or will it fail? Okay. Let me think here. Judy, did I answer this question? I'm writing out Christmas holiday cards to clients. We are escorting our own Alaska cruise in 18. Did I answer this? Is it appropriate to mention that in the card? I don't remember if we talked about this. We have 10 going, but want more. So, Judy, from Going Places Travel, absolutely. But please, you don't want to take away from the true purpose of your card. Your true purpose is a holiday greeting. Keep it sincere. Do you guys agree with that? But I also think it's okay. It's okay down at the bottom, and I put this on Facebook too, to put a little thing that says, I'm going to Alaska next year. Keep it vague. Don't put too many details. You want them at least calling saying, when are you going? When is it? And if they can't go, then they'll hang up. But don't at least invite them with intrigue to get more details. Say, I'm going to Alaska next year. Come with me. That's it. Short and sweet. I'm going to Alaska next year. Come with me. Can you do that? Judy, can you do that? Would that work for you? Let's check the boards here. We've got 1 minute left. Linda says, she would definitely consider coming to Memphis. Cool. Ramona said she would come to a live event. Kathy says, what is the best time to call executives? I was going to say never, but you know what? I believe the best time to call executives is early morning. As a former executive in the corporate world, when I would always get in early, and many executives get in early, if that phone rang between 8 and 9, let's say, for some reason, I'd be more... what's the word? I can't think of the word. Inclined. Thank you. Somebody said it and I read your mind. It was you. I know it was you. To pick up the phone early morning because I'm thinking maybe this is really important. So you got to go gingerly on that, Kathy, because you got to be careful you don't want the person who answers thinking it's going to be really important to say, oh, a solicitor. So I would suggest, though, if you've already sent a series of postcards, if you've been in touch, so when you say your name, hi, it's Kathy, then I'll know who it is. And I won't reject you flat out. Got to go. Because today, friends, I know we got to end now. How many nasty calls do you get on the phone? I don't even pick up my phone half the time because they're solicitation calls. I block phone numbers all day long. It's my new sport. Block, block. Yay, victory. It's another less call I'm going to get. You know what I mean? All right, guess what? We're out of time. I'm going to go back through. If I missed your question, I'm going to post it on Facebook. You guys are awesome. You were here for the hour or as long as you could stay, and I'm so grateful. Don't forget, let me know about what you think about the Facebook thing opening up, and also make sure you RSVP for the December 12th show. Me and Mike, we're going to rock the house with our best tips. All right, everybody. I wish you a safe, peaceful holiday craziness season, but peaceful and safe. We'll see you again soon, and let's keep in touch, and I wish you a super duper ultra productive day. I am grateful for you.